Hi, welcome back to our online preparation course for the TOEFL test. This time we are going to be focusing on reading and we are going to continue getting prepared for it. In this module, we are going to continue working with vocabulary. In the previous module, we talked about using structural cues in order to get definitions of words. In this video, we are going to talk about vocabulary and how to determine the meaning of it by using word parts. But what is a word part? A word part is a particle that is added to a word and that has a specific meaning. We can take advantage of those word parts in order to get to know vocabulary that is unknown for us. Okay, so when you are ready, we can start. On your screen, you have a short list of word parts. If you notice, they are small particles that are added to different words and that are going to change meaning. These particles can help you identify the meaning of several words that contain these different particles. For example, we have miss. No? Have you ever heard words like misunderstand or misspell? Okay, well, the particle miss means error. Okay, so what does it mean if I say I misunderstood something? It means that I understood it incorrectly. Okay, for example, the particle de, right? This means 10. So for example, the word decimal, no, we know that it has to do with the particle 10, right? For example, the particle sub, as in the word subway, that means under. So we can determine that the word means under the way, no? So there are different particles that is important that you study in order for you to be able to determine meaning of words, right, by using them. These particles or these word parts can be very, very helpful when you don't understand a word on the TOEFL test. But how are these particles applied in the reading section of the TOEFL? Let's look at one example. As I have repeated many times, remember that we never read complete passages. We always start reading the first question and find the answer in the passage. If you know or if you study and learn the previous particles and all the particles that exist if possible, it is going to be very easy for you to determine meaning of words when they have a word part, okay? So, for example, the first question says the word vividly in line 6 is close in meaning to. Okay, remember they are giving you line 5 in order for it to be easier to determine which line 6 is. Okay, so we know that vividly, the particle viv means life. Okay, so we can determine that it has to do something with life. Okay, so in order to double check the meaning of this word, it would be interesting to read the sentence, right? So for example, in these stories, Lerner vividly creates the language and the ambience of this lower class. Okay, so we have 4 options in order to answer this question: in a cultured way, in a correct way, in a lifelike way, and in a brief way. Okay, so with the meaning of the word part, we can determine that vividly means in a lifelike way, and it also matches the context. Let's do another example. We have the question, the word misspelled in line 7 is less in meaning to. Remember that line 5 is going to help you find line 7 more easily, okay? So you have 4 options: highly improper, vulgar, incorrectly written, and slang. If you know what miss means, and if you know what spelled means, then it is very easy for you because you automatically know that misspelled means incorrectly written, right? But you can also check the context in order to double check your idea. So for example, in these stories, Lerner vividly creates the language and the ambience of this lower class, often using the misspelled words, grammatical errors, and incorrect diction. So if you notice, you have misspelled words, grammatical errors, and incorrect diction. Okay, so everything refers to something that was done incorrectly. So if you double check the meaning, misspelled means incorrectly written. Okay, let's check the last example. And we have the question, the word diction in line 8 is closed in meaning to. And we know that the particle dic means speech. Okay, say. So we read the context, right? And it says, in these stories, Lardner vividly creates the language and the ambience of this lower class, often using the misspelled words, grammatical errors, and incorrect diction that typify the language of the lower middle class. Okay, so if you notice, it says an incorrect diction. Okay, so we can determine that the word diction means speech. So it is important that you know the word parts, but it is also important that you double check the meaning of the word with the context of the passage. These are some common questions, just as in the previous vocabulary video, right? These are the kind of questions that refer to vocabulary definitions. For example, what is the meaning of, which of the following is classed in meaning to in line X, right? And let's review the different steps that we need to follow in order to determine the meanings of vocabulary when using word parts. So, remember, you have to find the word in the passage. You have to identify the word part and try to think about the meaning that it can have according to your knowledge. Then you have to read the part of the passage where the word is included in order to check context, right? In order to double check that you have the correct idea of what the word means. And of course, choose the best answer. Okay? So, inside the module binder, you can find a very interesting exercise that can help you a lot learn some more word parts and do some exercises related to that. After that, go to the practice section and practice this procedure in order to be able to identify definitions of words using word parts. Okay, so good luck and bye-bye.